So this week's episode is a bit anticlimactic compared to last week's. I mean, gosh, that last episode was just so kick-ass. And now we're to this, where it's about Wildcat and she's having PTSD and she don't seem to understand that Eclipso is messing with her or whatever. I mean, it was watchable, but anyways, let's get into it. So we start off with Wildcat here, and she's trying to confess her sins and all this. And the problem with this episode is, okay, last season she had to kill Brainwave. Okay, I get it, but she had no choice. And I know it doesn't make it better, but it's kind of, I don't know, they're just going overboard with it. But Eclipso, this episode is basically Eclipso messing with her. So, she's in here talking about the devil and all this. Let's see here. I guess the staff is like messed up still. It's still healing or whatever from Eclipso. She can't get it out or use it or anything, so. Oh. Oh, they have a meeting. Let's see. Apparently, see if I can. The Shade is still alive, apparently, and he's bleeding, I guess, or dying somehow, and he's asking her for help. I don't know how she's gonna help him. So Eclipso shows up at the restaurant. He starts messing with people and causing a big mess, and tried to get that lady fired that helps Wildcat here. Let's see. Courtney's trying to have a date again, and every time she runs into this guy, she has to get a phone call and 20,000 texts. It's just the funniest thing. Like, every time she runs into this guy, stupid Beth and all them are just texting the hell out of her. I don't know why they make the show like that. Well, he comes up to her and she throws him in an Aikido hold, and he's like, "What the hell?" So it's supposed to be her and him getting along and all that, which is fine. Pat and this kid here trying to rebuild the robot, and this poor kid is just, between him and Beth, I don't know. I mean, he can't even lift a bucket of lug nuts, and he's going to help him rebuild Stripes and all this. Okay, sure. We go back to Wildcat again, and she keeps going back to the church, and, oh, I need to be forgiven and all this. Anyways, so the thing that bothers me the most about this episode is, well, towards the end, I guess they discuss it, but how did she not realize that it's Eclipso messing with her? It's like all of a sudden she's having this thing again with Brainwave and all that. That would have been a better story if brainwave had gone into her head or whatever, like what they're showing on there, and he was going to take over her body. Like that would have been that would have been awesome. Like they should have really done that. Like he cheated death by going into her mind or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they'll do it later, but I think it was just Eclipso messing with her. Let's see here. Here's Brainwave's kid showing up at the school, and it's like this Freddy Krueger stuff. She's like, "Oh, you can't be real," and all this, and then Brainwave shows up, and it's just this whole thing, and that's what I mean. Like a lot of up and down episodes this season. So he's messing with her and all this, and you'd think they'd realize that, oh, gee, Eclipso's loose and he's doing this, but they didn't catch on apparently. So she freaks out, and then Courtney's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong with you?" or whatever. And her and Wildcat are trying to have a talk, and she's like, "Tell me what's going on," and all this. It's like, "No, I'm not going to tell you. Like, I'm angry that I killed that guy." It's just this whole thing about that she killed the guy over and over and over again. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me. It got tiresome, the whole thing with her and the guy dying. I mean, it was either her or him. I mean, what is she supposed to do? It's just Courtney's tried to tell her that, but she don't listen. Oh yeah, the kid's screwing with the Eclipso gems and gets his mind screwed with. Oh no, this whole episode is just not one of the better ones again. Real hit and miss this season. But you know what? Despite all this, it is watchable. I'll give them that. Like I could watch this 100 times over if I'd had to, no problem. It's watchable. It doesn't have any woke crap or any of that shit. So, okay, let's see here. So this is the scene where Courtney's like, "Okay, we have a confession. We lied to you, and she killed Brainiac, and all this, and you know, stupid, pointless Beth here is like." Oh my God! You killed him! Oh, I can't believe this! Oh, it's like the most useless person in the team, and they're listening to her. So I'd be pretty mad if I was Wildcat. I would have been like, "You don't do anything. You're just Google glasses." Okay, so this part I like because she calls him out because he couldn't kill Solomon Grundy. And he's like, "Well, my hour was up and all this." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, sure. You're full of crap and all this." I mean, she just called him out big time. And then she's like, "Okay, I get it. I'm the person that I have to be the one to make the tough call and kill somebody in the Justice Society and all this." I mean, that was a pretty good scene. I mean, she is right about that. But the thing is, I guess Courtney wasn't there. None of them were there, but Courtney, she tries, but this gal could just not get over it. And I mean, it's understandable, okay? I mean, yeah, she had to kill the guy, but this guy was killing her. He killed his own son on top of it. I mean, this is kind of, they're just going, this whole episode is just this whole thing with her, and oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And they don't seem to realize or fully get that it's Eclipso doing this stuff. Here we are back at the church, all the humanity. I can't live with myself, So she's back at the church, and this is the part that was what I was saying was pretty cool because he is saying that he survived inside of her mind, and he's going to take over her body. And I was like, wow. I mean, that would have been a hell of a storyline. That would have been awesome. But turns out it's just Eclipso, I guess, because yeah, here he is, where he's saying, "I'm going to enter your mind, and your body is mine," and all this. Then we have Courtney showing up, and he's doing the same thing to her with the mind thing and all that. This is all Eclipso. This whole thing is all Eclipso. So it cuts to her, you know, she re-kills Brainiac again, and then he's on the ground, and he's saying, "I'll see you in hell," and all this, and she's just like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." And then she says she's quitting the team, so she's actually leaving the team. So my gut impression is the next couple of episodes, the next one they're saying Eclipso is going to come after Beth, which I wouldn't even bother with Beth. She's pointless. She's not going to. The real threat is our man and her. I don't know why he's coming after, but I would have gone after her last if I was going to do anything. So she's she's leaving the team, and Courtney's like freaked out, and it's like, "I'm never putting that thing on again," and "How dare you? I had to kill people and do all this," and it's just the same routine the whole episode about I have to kill him and all this, and so she's gone for now. Eclipso got rid of her, so the next episode it looks like Beth and something with Our Man and Grundy are fighting or something, and then I'm waiting for him to come after Courtney because I don't know what he's gonna. I don't know what he's gonna do, but I'll tell you one thing: this Eclipso guy, man, he's like Thanos, man. He's just like insanely OP. He don't even have to be there at all. He can just mind fuck the hell out of them. I mean, they made him like, how are you supposed to fight this? This is what I mean. Like Courtney, instead of trying to bash him with the staff when they were fighting there, they should have just shot. She should have just shot him with the staff at full blast, point blank. So I have a feeling that she's gonna have to kill Eclipso, and that's how her and Wildcat are gonna rebond or something. That would be my guess. So, okay. She's trying to call Wildcat. Wildcat's like, "Fuck off! I don't have nothing to do with you." Da, da, da. So she quits her job at the diner too, and then Courtney comes home and is like, "Well, I don't know what the hell happened. Wildcat quit. I don't know if it was Brainwave or Eclipso or just that she really was having PTSD or whatever." And then he starts going on about he didn't want to kill Icicle. It was an accident and all this. And he's trying to, like, get in on the sympathy bit and all this. And Mom's like, "Oh, okay, that's okay. We know you weren't trying to do it and all this." This wasn't another bust episode. I mean, it just wasn't that. Oh, There's Eclipso outside Beth's house. I don't know why he's bothering with her. If I was Eclipso, I would just be laughing at Beth. I mean, Beth's useless. I don't know why they. I know I've gone over this 100 times, but for God's sakes, man, do something with fucking Beth. She's just useless. All he has to do is break the Google glasses again. What's she gonna do? Anyways, that's this week's episode. I'm sorry. I mean, it's like the most anticlimactic thing, man. I mean, after what you watched last week, to end on this is just. I don't. They need a hell of a lot more episodes like that last one. That last one was. I mean, she was riding the staff around, shooting and blasting, and Shiv. She even tried to save Shiv, and I mean, it was just awesome, man. Like I don't know why. It just wasn't a good episode. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Hopefully, next week we're gonna see why Rick has been feeding his Solomon Grundy pet. It looks like. Anyways, see you next week.